Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, November 8th. We have all you need to know about the status of a missing girl in Center County and the reopening of a local business.
We also have more on policies being enacted for Native tribes across the country, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jace.
And I'm Alexis Spilotras.
Our top story, a 15-year-old girl is still missing and State College police are asking the public for help. Police say Trinity Wooden was last seen leaving her residence in State College on Saturday around 11 a.m., wearing a tan sweatshirt and gray sweatpants, carrying a tan tote bag. She's described as 5'3" and weighing about 90 pounds. Police do not believe she's in immediate danger, but do believe she's in the Philadelphia area. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the State College Police Department.
3 suspects are currently in custody at Center County Prison and had a preliminary hearing today. The group was charged with felony, theft, and conspiracy. They were arrested for stealing up to $6,000 from skill machines in State College. Jose Reynoso, Tiffany Cabrera, and Alvarez Almanzar used keys to access the machines, took cash, relocked them, and store employees were able to identify the suspects for their arrest.
The iconic waffle shop in downtown State College has officially reopened. The restaurant was forced to temporarily close its doors following a fire that broke out on the evening of October 10th. Crews were able to quickly extinguish the fire, but extensive smoke damage forced the location to close. The waffle shop is now back open for business and is located on East College Avenue in downtown State College.
A new affordable housing option is now available for low-income households in State College. Found on University Drive, a 1970s duplex has been refitted by the State College Community Land Trust. This project is the first multifamily passive house certified renovation in Pennsylvania and only the second in the nation. Each unit will be sold to buyers at 50% of the area median income or below, making it an accessible housing option. With a big home game for Beaver Stadium coming up, what can State College visitors expect to see in the forecast this weekend? Tyler Hughes with the Campus Weather Service has the latest details. Let's take a look.
From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
I'm Tyler Hughes with your PSN forecast, and take a look at a time lapse over the course of the day today on our WeatherStem camera at Beaver Stadium. You can see it was a relatively clear morning, all things considered, maybe a few high clouds as the morning wore on, but nothing that really impacted our sunshine. You can also see here they're just starting to set up the tents for the tailgates. This weekend's football game promises to bring good weather, maybe just a little bit on the chilly side. Warm tomorrow, though. Highs climb into the 60s, at least for tomorrow morning. Then those temperatures will begin to drop off pretty significantly as we have a cold front that'll move through with some scattered showers. Nothing too widespread, but enough to be a nuisance in the morning hours. And like I said, we'll cool things down pretty significantly for this weekend, with highs only reaching into the 40s. High temperatures today were much more mild. We reached a high of 52 today in State College. Middle and upper 50s across the southern tier of the state, and Pittsburgh was the warm spot, the only spot on our map today that peaked above 60 degrees. And you can see in our future weather, clouds will begin to fill in late tonight and early tomorrow morning. You have a chance of a passing shower very early tomorrow morning, but I think the biggest batch of some scattered showers, again, nothing too widespread, will come through around 7:30, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see these temperatures begin to climb pretty rapidly as well. And then by lunchtime, we're up into the 60s, but that is as high as temperatures will get tomorrow. And you can see those temperatures will begin to drop off pretty soon after that into the afternoon hours. So although it may feel warm when you head out in the morning, if you're going to be out all day, you will want to bring a jacket with you because those temperatures will begin to drop into the evening hours. You can see it clears out as well with the clouds, and that will even help to decrease the temperature and cool things down even more. Now, how much rainfall are we talking? Not much at all, folks. Scattered showers at best for tomorrow, less than 1/10 of an inch of rain in State College, and most of the southeast Pennsylvania region is completely dry, and that's actually not good for how we're doing in terms of rainfall, precipitation. We are over 7 inches under where we should be in southeastern Pennsylvania. And so they just got into the abnormally dry portion on our drought tracker. You can see northwestern Pennsylvania up to the lakeshore. They are also under an abnormally dry status as well. So we certainly could use some rainfall, even though we probably won't get very much. So this evening, partly cloudy, again, isolated showers, a low of 40. Tomorrow could be blustery at times. I think morning showers, but they should clear out. A high of 60 degrees that will be at or before lunchtime before we cool things down once again. Now, you can see in our temperature outlook here, those high temperatures will drop off pretty significantly into the weekend, into the middle 40s. And yes, that means the Michigan game will be quite chilly, but overall, it'll be nice. It'll be dry, and that's the good news. Maybe a little bit breezy as we head toward kickoff, but hopefully some great weather to beat Michigan at Beaver Stadium for the stripe out. I mean, take a look at the rest of the 7-day forecast here. Notice we cool things down for the weekend, but other than a stray chance of showers as well on Friday, again, nothing widespread, the rest of the 7-day forecast looks dry, and that's the good news. For PSN, I'm student meteorologist Tyler Hughes.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Jamie DeBolonia with your sports update. The one thing Ohio State and Penn State fans can agree on is their shared dislike for Michigan. This Saturday at noon, Penn State will face off against the Wolverines at Beaver Stadium in a crucial season-defining game. Undefeated Michigan will have to go all out to keep Penn State from taking that title away. Keep in mind, Michigan has not played a top 25 opponent yet, or barely even one with a winning record. Penn State linebackers are going to be key for this game. It's rumored that Chop Robinson will return to the field this weekend after his injury. Get ready to see these two go head-to-head in a promising, intense battle on the field. And don't forget to stop by Big Noon Kickoff this Saturday outside the BJC at 8 a.m. It is officially basketball season, and in the debut of Mike Rhodes as head coach for men's basketball, Penn State dominated Delaware State in a 79-45 victory. Penn State wasn't afraid to get into passing lanes or cause problems for Delaware State all night long. Rhodes has long employed plenty of pressure and turnover creating styles of play to keep teams on their heels. Delaware State probably didn't need Penn State to add an additional difficulty factor, but the Nittany Lions forced 21 turnovers, with 11 of those coming as steals. Only time will tell how this kind of play translates against more well-equipped teams. Penn State will be back in action this Friday at 7:30 in the BJC. Now, let's move on to everyone's favorite topic, the NFL. Allow me to set the scene for the Vikings' most recent game. Their top wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, has been out for 4 games, and their starting quarterback, Kirk Cousins, is out for the season with an Achilles injury. The team then started rookie quarterback Jaren Hall, and he was just acquired from Arizona 5 days ago. He ended up throwing the game-winning touchdown pass with only 22 seconds left in the game. He threw for 3 touchdowns, had 158 passing yards, and secured a playoff spot for the Vikings. I guess you could say the fans are happy to have him. That's all for your sports update. After the break, John Colavita has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent. From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Aiden Harrell.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So insane, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out.
Reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm John Calavita with your entertainment update. The Downtown State Theater is hosting the Nashville-based bluegrass group Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway tomorrow at 8 p.m. Tuttle was the recipient of the 2022 International Bluegrass Music Association Award for Female Vocalist of the Year and earned a Grammy nomination for Best New Artist. The band's debut album, Crooked Tree, earned 5 IBMA nominations and a Grammy nomination for Best Bluegrass Album. Tickets are currently available through the State Theater's website, with prices starting at $39. On Tuesday, November 14th, American author, journalist, and activist Jonathan Rauch is coming to Penn State. He's presenting a lecture on his book, The Constitution of Knowledge, A Defense of Truth. Rauch describes this talk as the, quote, war on truth. Rauch's goal is to help people separate fake news and conspiracy theories from factual information. The lecture starts at 5 p.m. and is free and open to the public. It will be held in room 110 of the business building. Penn State is well known for its scenic arboretum on campus. Reporter Aiden DeLucy checked out the popular destination and has the details on all it has to offer. Aiden?
Thanks, John. Penn State is home to many well-known landmarks enjoyed by its many visitors. Last week, I was able to visit one of these spots and got a look at all the amazing features. Let's check it out. I'm outside North Campus at Penn State's very own Arboretum. This is a great place to relax, to study, and to take walks from time to time. Since students come to the Arboretum to study, many areas along the path are set aside. These range from benches to even a sheltered cabin-like space. Some students even come here just for a breath of fresh air.
I love the Arboretum because it's so peaceful and it's nice to get away from campus sometimes. And I was actually here today on a nature walk to clear my mind.
Contrary to many people's beliefs, the Arboretum is a great place to visit during all parts of the year.
One of the reasons that I love the Arboretum is because it is seasonal. So in the spring, everything's blooming and it's so pretty to come here. And then in the fall, they have a lot of fall stuff out, like scarecrows and pumpkins and stuff. So it's just cool to see how they decorate for each season.
Speaking of seasons, many seasonal and holiday events happen right on this open field. Many renovations and construction are currently present at the Arboretum. One big piece of that is the new Palmer Museum of Art. This will replace the current museum that resides on Bigler Road. The aesthetic of the new museum will add that much more beauty to the area set aside for the Arboretum. In regards to other construction, Penn State is raising money to add a garden around the fountain, and this will be named the Fountain Garden. Other gardens at Penn State have definitely improved the look and use of the Arboretum after their construction. For instance, the Pollinator Garden added bee hotels, which host a spot for them to lay eggs due to a lack of natural resources. The amount of green at the Arboretum and the diverse nature that lives there is such a great combination that will continue to draw people from all areas in to walk around it. From all the gardens to the new construction, Penn State Arboretum is an area people definitely want to take advantage of. Obviously, Penn State's Arboretum holds many different opportunities for many different types of people. With that, reporting for PSN News, I'm Aiden DeLucy. The Arboretum is a great place to get away for a while and learn a thing or two about nature while you're at it. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Aiden. For the first time since 2019, the American rock band Hootie and the Blowfish will embark on a North American tour in 2024. The group is dubbing this one the Summer Camp with Trucks Tour and will stop in 43 cities in the U.S. and Canada. The band formed in the 80s while still undergrads at the University of South Carolina. They've since sold 25 million albums and won 2 Grammys. The tour kicks off in Dallas on May 30th and concludes in late September in West Palm Beach, Florida. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern on Hootie.com. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Lauren Reel will be speaking with Bryn Patton. Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Borzillo, here with Aiden Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out.
Reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Lauren Reel, and with me tonight is Bryn Patton, 2024 Miss State College Volunteer. Thank you for joining us tonight, Bryn. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your major, your year here?
Yeah, of course. So I am currently a senior this year, and I'm majoring in corporate innovation and entrepreneurship in the business school. So I will be graduating in May. So it's bittersweet because I'm wrapping up all those sweet memories here at State College, but I'm excited for the future.
Can you tell us a little bit about when and how you really got introduced to pageantry?
Yeah, I started competing in pageants when I was about 12 years old, and from there on, it just kind of snowballed into this big passion for myself. I actually started competing in my local pageant, which was the Miss Rain Day Scholarship Pageant, and from there on, I just really grew a passion for it, and now here I am today as Miss State College Volunteer.
Very exciting. And have you held other titles in the past since you did start when you were 12 years old?
Yeah, I've held quite a few. I've competed in the Miss Pennsylvania's Outstanding Teen pageant, which is under Miss America. And I was Miss Pocono's Outstanding Teen, Miss Laurel Highlands Outstanding Teen. I finished in the top 11 both of those years at the state pageant. And then I actually graduated to the Miss Division where I competed as Miss Laurel Highlands and also finished in the top 11 there. I've also been Miss State College USA and competed in Miss Pennsylvania USA as well. And then, of course, most recently, I competed as Miss State College Volunteer and Miss Pennsylvania Volunteer this last October.
Very exciting. A long list of accomplishments that you have there. And can you walk us through what a typical pageant looks like for those who aren't quite familiar?
Sure. So typically, pageants have 4 main areas of competition. They usually have an interview, which can vary in time. They also have some sort of fitness portion. Sometimes they either do a modeling runway and fitness wear, or sometimes they even have a swimsuit competition. And then one of my favorites is always the talent competition. I grew up dancing, so that's one of my passions that I like to share on stage. And then they also have an evening gown portion where I get to wear a really pretty gown and model it on stage and just feel like my best self.
That's very exciting. And I'm sure you looked beautiful competing as you do now. Can you tell us a little bit about the preparation it takes behind the scenes that people don't necessarily get to see?
It's a lot of work. And let me tell you, balancing it with college and everything can be a challenge sometimes, but it's all worth it. So I do practice interview a lot because that is, I feel like, where you get a really good first impression with the judges, because that is the first meeting you have sometimes when you are competing. So just making sure that you're on top of everything, whether if it's like your personal platform, just keeping updated with like things that you're involved in your community, or even just like what's going on in the world.
Can you tell us about your platform that you're currently representing?
Of course. So I am an advocate for my own platform, which is called Saving One Heart at a Time. And it's all about advocating and educating people on the silent symptoms of heart attacks. So in 2016, my dad actually suffered from a heart attack at the age of 56. And seeing that as a 14-year-old, my dad being like what I would say is a picture of health, he actively works on our family farm, and seeing him in that situation where he's being put in the hospital was a scary situation. So, and honestly, during that time, I saw a lot of families as well going through the same things. So that really was something that sparked an interest in me to make sure that other families didn't go through the same thing. So since then, I've successfully advocated for Senate Bill 115, which makes CPR education a graduation requirement for all high school students in Pennsylvania. I worked with legislators to get that passed, so that's probably one of my biggest achievements with my platform. But I've also raised over $21,000 for the American Heart Association.
Wow, that's very incredible that you have been able to have these opportunities. Do you think you would have had them otherwise if you didn't compete in pageants? Or
Definitely not. I would say that pageantry really has opened up a lot of doors for me, not only with advocating for my platform, but it's also taught me how to be more involved in my community. I love volunteer work, and this is one way that I can bring in a positive impact into my community. And really, it just opens up my network and make connections with other people.
So do you think you learned a lot new skill sets through competing in pageants? Like, what does that look like? Because as you said, you've been interviewing and on stage. So how does that impact you, especially now that you're a senior and going into the workforce?
Of course, I definitely think that pageantry as a whole can help you develop as a successful person within the workforce. For instance, doing interviews like this helps me in interviews for a potential job. It really just boosts your network, like I said. So yeah, it does a lot for young women.
And pageants in the media can be portrayed in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of criticism and stigma that exists around it. So what would you like to say to those who do hold that criticism?
I really would just want to share what pageantry has done for me, which has only been positivity. I honestly don't think that I would be the same person that I am today if it wasn't for pageantry. It has opened up so many doors. Believe it or not, at like 4 years old, I did not want my picture taken. And now I can literally go in front of thousands of people and speak to them. So I personally think that it's been a huge turnaround for me and has really opened a lot of opportunities for myself.
All right, so what does the future hold? And now that you are Miss State College, do you have a future pageant coming up?
So right now, there's not any that are coming up that are in my foreseeable future, but I do think that there is a pageant maybe later next year that I will be competing in. So we'll just see what happens.
All right, and to follow your year of reign and what the future holds, would you like to tell everyone what your Instagram is so that they can follow along?
Yeah, so you can follow me at Miss State College Vol, and you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook, same username.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming in tonight and telling us a little bit more about your experience with pageants. Stick around because coming up next, Jace and Alexa will have the latest news from across the nation.
Ready, mics? 3, 2, fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This is Nittany Talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
When he knew that, how do you think? I know.
she like continues to hold her values and everything though. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart,
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts
creators
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before. So welcome to the family.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
The natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State,
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
U.S. lawmakers are expressing support for the extension of an African trade program. The African Growth and Opportunity Act allows sub-Saharan African countries duty-free access to U.S. markets, given they adhere to the rule of law and the protection of human rights. The South African government is calling on Congress to extend the program as it is set to expire in September of 2025.
In a bold move, Mainers are preparing for an unprecedented vote to eliminate the state's dominant electric utilities. This groundbreaking decision marks the first instance of outstanding two investor-owned utilities in a U.S. state. The plan entails replacing Central Maine Power and Versant Power with a nonprofit utility named Pine Tree Power. Supporters claim this shift will lower costs, boost grid investments, and enhance performance, all while prioritizing ratepayers over corporate shareholders.
After growing concerns from West Coast indigenous tribes, U.S. regulators are reviewing the use of a chemical found in almost every vehicle tire. 6-PPD is the rubber preservative that the Environmental Protection Agency is investigating. The tribes calling for its ban say the preservative kills fish, particularly coho salmon, a resource that these tribes heavily rely on. Reports say tire manufacturers are already looking for an alternative that meets federal safety requirements.
Donovan Archibald's life took a fateful turn when he was dispatched from the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation to Native American boarding school in South Dakota in 1950. There he faced unfortunate abuse as well as being forced into white society today. This dark chapter in history is finally gaining the attention it deserves through a dedicated series of listening sessions overseen by Interior Secretary Deb Haaland. These schools' painful legacy still resonates with Indigenous communities. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.